All right, guys, I'm out riding. I saw a bunch of riders riding around earlier today. Some of them probably are returning riders. They're not just new riders. They have the old skills. They might have forget some of the stuff, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I got 6 tips for returning riders because it is getting nice out here in the desert Southwest, and I know a lot of you guys are wanting to do this and ride around having some fun. So let's go ahead and talk about that. All right, so first thing, start over. It's amazing what new technology, new things that are out, new skills, new everything. Start over. Have a beginner's mind, okay? Really, just to get rid of your pride. You know, ego kills a ton of motorcyclists, so remove that factor right now. Just remove it, okay? You're not the best, okay? I'm not the best. Nobody's the best, except for like one person, right? So don't think that you already know things. Don't think that since, you know, you've been riding since the 60s, 70s, 80s, I don't know. How old does that make people? I don't know. Anyways, don't think that you could just pick up the bike and just continue on with what you left off on. Just start over. Please, please, please have a beginner's mind. Take a new course. There's updated materials, especially for the MSF if you took one back in the early 2000s even. It's updated materials, and it's good materials because it focuses on situational awareness. It focuses on fundamental skills. Basically, the smart rider principles without a lot of the smart parts. Another thing is that don't just put on the old gear that you had, okay? So motorcycle armor, it does have a lifespan. A helmet does have a lifespan. You'll see on the inside of your helmet there's a born on date, and it typically within 5 years is when you need to replace it, or about 45,000, a little bit, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less mileage. And the reason why is because the polystyrene, the foam inside, can get deteriorated with the oils and sweat that you have, or with age, just like tires, it dry rots, okay? So it basically gets too brittle, too dry, so if it does get into a crash, it's not gonna have that absorption like it should. And that's the same thing with the armor inside your gear. Now maybe the actual jacket and pants are good, but the armor might not be. But here's the thing, you're gonna find a bunch of new things out, and just get yourself whole new gear. It's great. I do have links in the description for everything I talk about, so you definitely want to check it out. I have beginner gear list, I have an accident management course, I have the Cardo Bluetooth systems, everything. All of my sponsors are really amazing. They help me create this content, and they allow me to do this basically ad-free for you guys, okay? So it's really cool. I don't have to do like a 30-second ad. But anyways, let's go back to it and start over on a small bike. Now, I get it. A lot of returning riders want to get that big bike. They're like, I had a small bike when I quit or when I stopped riding. Let's just go ahead and get a big one. There's some small bikes out there, like CC-wise, okay, so power-wise. Let's say 300s. There's a lot of bikes out there that are full size, but small displacement. So it looks like you're riding a big bike, but you're not having to pay for a big bike, and you get the great gas mileage, and it's a fun trainer. And if you ever decide to go on a big bike after that, you can either sell it for a really good price because a lot of new riders are still coming in, or you keep it and turn it into a track bike, or you keep it for a neighborhood bike, or you keep it for an in-town bike. You keep it for whatever reason you want, and just have a ton of fun on it. I truly love small CC bikes. I have the most fun. This is a 1200, but I have more fun on a 3 and 500 because I know I have full control and I can putt and do whatever it is I want to do on those things. They're more fun, they're easier to manage. Anyways, I do have a video course on this for a 300cc bike. I use a CBR 300R, and I go through the whole process of how to ride, how to start it, what are all the controls, all those things. Check it out, link in the description for that. But go ahead and start on a small bike. Those things are just a ton of fun. You're gonna have a blast. Now, you do have experience, and that's one of the great things about a returning rider that maybe you have over a new rider, is that you already understand the danger of riding. So maybe that's why you stopped riding, is because it got too dangerous for you at that time. Maybe you got a new kid, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna minimize the risk, mitigate it, and I'm not even gonna be on a bike. That way I could be here for my children and just get rid of that whole situation. That right there is extremely smart, and you could still do, you could still ride a motorcycle and still mitigate a lot of those risks with being a smart rider. Seek out, recognize hazard situations, fundamental skills, or maintain your fundamental skills, acquire personal protective equipment, learn how to rescue another rider with medical training, and teaching and mentor other riders. And I think that's gonna be amazing for you because you already understand all those things. So know about the dangers of intersections and cornering. Those are the two biggest things that kill a lot of people. So when you get to an intersection like this, I go from yellow to orange state, so I'm prepped and ready for any hazardous situations. I'm a little bit paranoid going into this. That way I can swerve out of the way. I found an escape path, but nobody's coming out. I don't have a side of the vehicle. All those different things. I talk about that on the main channel. I'm sorry, I'm talking really fast. I talk about that on the main channel. I go through after action reviews of motorcycle crashes and talk about what happened, how it happened, what we could do to prevent those, and then some of the skills and tools that you could use to minimize and mitigate some of those risks. But you already understand it, hopefully. Now we just have to apply it to your new experienced brain. It's kind of weird, new experience, it doesn't really work out. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Understand your limitations. It's very important. Maybe with age you have macular degeneration. Maybe your hearing is not as good. Maybe your reflexes are not as good. Maybe during all this time that you were gone, you might have pulled a hamstring or torn an ACL or anything like that. So it's a pretty scary situation. I'm going to double check and make sure that this Harley there's no rider attached to it. Oh, he's just selling it. Okay. Oh, that's an XR. Holy shit. That's a badass bike. Anyways, it's kind of like mine. Anyways, so understand those. So your eyes, ears, reflexes are probably slower, and you need to have higher skill now or more training now to mitigate or to fill in those spots that maybe your body decided to say screw it. So understand those risks. Now, if you are like, I'm coming back and I don't need any of this stuff, and you're like, what's going on? Well, take an advanced course. So just like a beginner course, there's a lot of updated information. And here's the thing, with an advanced course, you're gonna have a lot of more updated information, but you're gonna learn some advanced skills that will help you out into the twisties and the intersections. This guy's gonna turn left, I think, no blinker. Yep, he was slowing down, I was double checking. So, orange stage. So here's the thing, you'll learn a lot of tools to make you more safe. You're gonna learn how to get back on the bike with a beginner course, but you're gonna get more tools with an advanced course. And have that beginner's mind. Go into it not thinking I've been riding for 30 years and I took a break for 20 of those. Go into it thinking, you know what, I'm fresh, I'm new, I'm a sponge, I'm having a great time, I'm gonna learn something. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to go out and take those advanced courses, become a smart rider, apply some of these things. I have some course information in the description for accident scene management. I have a bunch of stuff in the description that you should definitely check out so that you become a better, safer, smarter, experienced, returning, whatever rider, okay? With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll be seeing you around.